What are some of the biggest signs that you're dealing with a narcissist? You hear that? That's like a huge buzzword that's thrown
It's a
around a
big
lot.
buzzword these
Yeah.
days. Yes, it is. And of course, I mean, some people think everybody's a narcissist, and I suppose everybody's unhealthy in some way.
Everyone has
Okay,
tendencies. Yeah.
everybody has tendencies. You can be unhealthy in many different ways, and even some of that unhealth people will call narcissism because it's just a nice little byword that's used. I think, somebody, if I'm going to kind of go with a real narcissist, I'm thinking about somebody who's does not have empathy. They can pretend empathy, but they don't have real empathy. They also, another is guilt. They don't tend to have guilt. Now, a sociopath doesn't have guilt. Psychopath doesn't have guilt. And many times a narcissist, maybe a covert narcissist might have some guilt, maybe, but they're just not going to feel guilty like other people. They're not going to feel the empathy. They're not going to feel the guilt. And I have people come all the time and say, "Hey, Jerry, can you tell me whether I'm a narcissist or not?" And I go, "Well, I don't know that I can do that just over the phone here, but how much do you feel guilty?" "Oh, I feel guilty all the time." Probably less likely you are a narcissist if you have that kind of problem. You may be neurotic, but you may not be a narcissist. And that's probably better. You want to be a neurotic, not a narcissist. And so those kind of qualities, often there's the grandiosity, they just feel superior. They have the best ideas. They definitely they like to control others and the whole situation because they can't afford to touch on or feel any of their shame. So they can't be seen as making a mistake. They can't, that's just way too painful for them to actually be wrong or to do something wrong or to hurt you. And if you talk to a narcissist and say, boy, that really hurt me the other day when you said da 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 da. How many narcissists will say, "I am so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know it hurt you in that way." That's not what a narcissist is going to say. A narcissist is going to say, "Well, either I don't remember saying that, you must have misheard what I said, or, well, I think that was in reaction to your da 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 da," which, again, it's never the narcissist's fault. It's always someone else. And so I try to be careful about narcissists, though I've gotten less worried about it. I mean, you can call anybody you want, because my work is, okay, once you've identified, let's say, some parents or a parent who's narcissist, or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever, or a partner who is a narcissist, well, that's fine. Now, okay, we got that all figured out. Now what do we do? Because that's where the real work is. It's like, the point is not that your parent's a narcissist. The point is you grew up having to deal with that. How are you dealing with that now? And how can we change how you're dealing with that? And I'm talking about that. I'm not just talking about them. If you noticed, I used the word that rather than them, because them means, oh, well, I got to change how I'm going to try to work harder to make them not be narcissists. I'm going to change them. No, that's not what you need to be changing. What you want to be working on is changing how this impacted you and how you can get that impact out of you. That's what we want. It's not changing them. Yes, you can change how you interact with them, but more than likely, it's not going to change them much, even if you interact with them differently. But it could be helpful. You could stop triggering them so much if you become aware of that. Because what good is it for me to trigger the narcissist? Why are you treating me that way, Mom? Don't you know you're a narcissist? Oh, that's an excellent thing to say to a narcissist. Now you're going to have all hell come down on you
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that? What's the, are you hoping she will come to Jesus in some way? Forgive my, come from a pastoral background, so come to Jesus in some way. The, some awareness of insight that now she's, oh, you're so right. I didn't know I was a narcissist. I'm so sorry. That's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. And so, and I'm questioning, why do you want to get into it with her? That's your issue, not hers. How can we help you with that? Rather than how can we yell back at your mom or yell back the right words to your mom? I'd be more interested in, why are you triggered by that? You know your mother's a narcissist. You've already determined that. So what kind of relationship do you want to have with your mother narcissist? That's what you have to focus on. And you can choose whatever type of relationship you want to have. Let's just not have a unhealthy, damaging to you relationship. Let's try not to do that. If you want to stay connected to your mom and go out and have some lunches that are fine, that's fine. You can do whatever you have a right to choose what you want to do with your family. But let's not pretend that it's going to change. Now, what kind of relationship do you want to have with them? If they're not going to change, what do you want to do? That's what an adult decides. A child goes, well, they just need to change. I'm tired of being hurt. That's a child talking. An adult says, no, they are this way. I didn't make them this way. I may not even know why they're this way, but they are this way. Now, what kind of relationship do I want to have with them, and what is realistic for me to have with them in a way that is not toxic or damaging to me? That's the adult decision. And that sounds more like an adult talking than our inner child going, which is what we did when we grew up. That's what we were doing. And I can understand why. It's just we're not children anymore. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what it's like to be a child and an adult. I get that. I fully am aware. So I'm not exempt from any of these things that I've been talking about. I've done them all. I've done them all and then some.
I don't think anyone's exempt. Yeah.
They aren't. We aren't. I wish.